Joining me today is Charlene Lovett, who's a councilwoman in the city of Claremont and also on the board of directors of the Claremont Opera House. So Charlene, I want to continue our conversation.
Yeah.
And I want to sort of think Opera House, economic development, and push on how the region, and not just Claremont, but I think it's the region, can leverage the gem of the Opera House that's here.
Right.
Do you think about that in your economic development plans?
Oh, sure. Because, part of economic development, as far as the Opera House is concerned, is it's folded heavily into tourism. So, how do you get people to come to Claremont to see a show at the Opera House, support, local restaurants, common man for lodging, that type of thing. And what we're talking about at the board level is putting together packages, vacation packages, so that people can get a flavor of what it's like to be in northern New England. The train goes all the way down to DC. It goes through New York City, Springfield, Mass, some of the bigger cities, and people are always looking for a reason to get out of the city and do something different.
Get on the train on Friday.
Sure.
Come here.
Right.
Friday night, have dinner, Saturday night, tour around a little bit,
right.
Have a show.
Right. Now we can't compete with Broadway. I mean, say you live in New York City. You're not going to come to Claremont and expect to see a Broadway type production. But you would be interested in coming to Claremont to have the new Northern New England experience. And to pull people into the Opera House, you play up the history of it, but also you provide a performance that they're familiar with. For instance, we've had Arsenic and Old Lace there. That is a story that people know. And you give them the experience of what is it like to see a production like this, not in the big Broadway theaters, but in a Northern New England historical opera house. And that's a different flavor. And at the same time, they're able to experience one of these renovated mill buildings that's been turned into the Common Man Inn. They could experience some of the local restaurants. What people are looking for is a different type of experience, and that's what we can give them.
So, I mean, one of the barriers must be getting people from the train station, unless they drive up, right, to city town and back and forth. But I mean, we talked about how that can be overcome through busing.
Right.
And once they're in town, everything's in walking distance.
Right. And if you put together a travel package, a destination vacation package, local businesses would be receptive to, say, you're the Common Man Inn. Perhaps if they knew they had people coming up through these destination packages and staying at their inn, maybe they'd, provide a shuttle service. All things are possible.
Have you talked with the state and their Department of Tourism to sort of leverage what they're doing to get people to come in, and looking at the train station, looking at some of these resources? Not
directly, no. I do go onto their website to see what they're doing, but I haven't spoken with anybody specifically in the tourism department.
Is that something that is a sense that there's should be a connection or can be a connection?
Oh, sure. I mean, we're just in the infancy of our work, so there's so much more that needs to be done.
There's 1,000 ideas, but you can only do one tomorrow?
Right.
So, there's 1,000 ideas, but you only do one tomorrow. What would be the thing that you'd want to get done tomorrow?
Well, I would want to put together a destination package for sure, to incorporate all of the unique assets we have in town. But the other idea that's percolated in my mind is I would like to see us provide a tour of the Opera House. If you go down to Newport, Rhode Island, and you see all those mansions, the Vanderbilt Mansion, and there's a slew of them. What they've done to get revenue to maintain these homes that are no longer used by individual families is they have self-guided tours. And we have the technology, it can be done. So I would like to see that incorporated into the Opera House. Provide, self-guided tours.
And why would I take the tour? One sentence, because we're about out of time.
To learn the history.
So it's really somebody who's interested in the history and the architecture?
Yep, architecture, the arts, cultural arts. We've had some big name people come through the Opera House in years past.
Well, thanks so much.